latest news coming in. This is with regards to a person collapsing in Hyderabad. We're talking about Sham Yadav, the 38-year-old player, while playing badminton, collapsed in...
Hello, this is KJ. I'm the father of Tim Lim, who is one of the state-level badminton players in Malaysia. There has been widespread of cases seeing badminton players collapse and possibly die during their badminton games. Today, I will share with you two cases that I have been through, seeing it with my own eyes. The second case is actually starring my very own self. Yes, I escaped death narrowly, and I will share with you in detail and more importantly, the possible prevention action. The very first case that I have came across relevant to heart attack is around January 2023. It was during my weekly evening game with my buddies. When we arrived at the court and doing our warm-up session, one of my friends suddenly asked me to help a player who has just finished her game and struggling with her breathing. When I got over to her, her face is pale. She is complaining that her arms are numb as no blood is circulating into her arm. Her friends are surrounding and trying to help her to massage her arm. Other than that, they just don't know what to do. After observing for about 1 to 2 minutes, she is complaining the hand, and then the legs are very numb and painful. With all the symptoms observed, I was very sure the heart was not able to function normally. I quickly asked for permission to get involved. Their friends are good for it. I quickly have her lying down on the floor, facing down. Then use the origin point therapy to apply pressure on her origin point, or commonly known as the trigger point, near her back spine, which are levered to her heart. The action is actually forcing blood into her heart so that to buy time for her temporary recovery. She is screaming very loud as it is very painful when I was applying the pressure. I have to keep pacifying her and tell her to hang on because it has to be painful in order to help her. After the pressure application for about 2 to 3 minutes, her breathing is returning to normal and her friends are sending her quickly to the hospital. I am 52-year-old this year in 2024, working as one of the senior management team members in a US multinational company. As a senior management team members, the job has practically consumed most of my time on a daily basis with lots of pressure at work. For those of you who are working in multinationals, you will know what I mean. Despite I'm in my 50s now, friends and people around me will rate me as super fit all this while. I have completed a full marathon and countless of half marathons in my 40s. They have never imagined that I could have ended my life in badminton game. Yes, you hear me right. I almost died in one of my weekly badminton games. I'm a badminton addict since 7-year-old. Been playing badminton on the road outside my house with my brothers. I am truly a diehard fan for it. Asking me to quit badminton is like talking to a wall until something serious happens. 3 to 4 months before the incident, I started to feel very tired, fast, whenever I'm in any form of exercise. May that be badminton or jogging. I was assuming at that time my lack of sleep and poor physical fitness are attributing to that condition. Pretty much ignoring that symptom, I continued to do what I do, eat what I eat, without consulting any doctor. As usual, it is my weekly badminton game. In the evening, I have played about 4 badminton games or 21 points. When I come to the 5th game, I can feel that my body is already tired but still joining the game as we don't have enough players to get the game going at that time. The game went on as usual until a drop shot landed on the floor 1 meter in front of me and I didn't attempt to pick it up. I knew my body was not normal at that time. I started to feel breathing is getting very difficult. It is like every breathing of air into my lung is only filling up 50% of what it needs. The lung is consistently short of breath. I told my friends that I would need a break. I walked out of the hall and thinking that I would just need a rest and stop the game. My body will then come back on its own. Unfortunately, it is not happening. I try to sit down, lie down, doing deep breath, cycle, but nothing is working. I was hoping someone can help to apply pressure on my trigger point as how I did it to others, but no one really knows how to do it accurately. After 30 minutes of resting, I finally feel slightly better. At that time, the badminton game is over and friends are asking me what I would want to do. If you find the video is relevant and helpful, I would appreciate you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is invaluable to the channel. This is when it gets interesting. At that point, I have made up my mind to ask my friends to send me home. Let me take a bath and then decide if there's a need to go to hospital. When we are almost getting into the car and depart, the breathing issue comes back slightly. I then quickly change my mind to get the friends to send me to the hospital, as I've never had felt this bad so far in my life. On the way to hospital, I called up my wife and told her what happened. When I first get to the hospital, the breathing challenge is getting more serious. My feeling at that time is every breath pull is simply not filling up the lung. I keep complaining to the nurse. They quickly take all the readings and an ECG test. Initially, they couldn't detect the heart attack symptom. After resting there in an emergency ward for an hour, they redo the ECG and confirm that the heart attack symptoms. At that moment, which is about an hour after reaching the hospital, I can feel my heart is pumping very, very fast. I can practically hear my own heartbeat. The nurses can see the reading on the equipment and put in 2 jabs to stop that. Long story short, I got a heart attack at about 12:30 a.m. and subsequently another one at 5 a.m. the same day. The rest are simply procedures and standard processes in the hospital. The 2 attacks that actually took place that morning, if I would be at home, that's nothing we will be able to do. Don't even have enough time to go to hospital and react to it. That's why I'm saying no chance if we make the wrong decision. 2 points that I want to make before I sum up the video. Number 1, if you are experiencing a stamina degradation over 2 months or so, please go do a stress test for your heart. Chances for you to identify the blocked artery issues are very high, and you could overcome this issue proactively. Number 2, if you miss the point 1, like I do, you will likely get a heart attack. Some might just collapse and didn't have a chance to fight for your own life. But if you do have a chance, like my case, experiencing breathing difficulty before the heart attack, go straight to the hospital. Don't even think twice about it. Don't even hesitate to go home first, because that could be your last trip home. I think I'm super lucky to stay alive as I swing my decision to go to hospital instead of going home during the incident. Else, I will not have the chance to record this video. I certainly hope that you are actually learning some tips here. If you ever came across anything similar, please take proactive action. The worst that can happen to you is, hey, you know what? Just an additional trip to hospital. So until the next video, take care and please help to share this video to your friends. The more you share, the more you gain. Thank you very much.